How's it going, boys? So recently I posted a photo of me hanging out on the beach topless. This is a photo, by the way, taken from my Instagram, and if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, you should start following me there. But regardless, some of you guys asked me how do I maintain such physique, and I wanted to make a very quick simplified video on how I managed to get such physique and maintain it at least throughout most of the year. So this video is going to be overly simplified. I'm going to break down what I think is the most important contributors to my current physique, and I'm going to tell you exactly how I achieve it and how I maintain it most of the time. Before I begin, I'd really appreciate if you guys like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And if you have any other questions regarding this video, I'd really love to hear from you down in the comments of this video. Okay, so I broke it down to 3 key points that you should really pay attention to, and in my opinion, when I fixed those 3 key points, that's when I started getting serious results. Now, we both know that eating is like 90% of your results, but what most people don't realize is that it's very, very difficult to eat according to your body if you keep switching every day what you eat. So if every day you're eating something different, it's very difficult to track what's causing what. And it really doesn't matter what kind of calorie calculator you use online, because most calculators don't take into account your metabolism rate. They don't really calculate how much you're active during the day, how much do you walk, how much do you burn during the workout. So the online calculators don't really help that much. The only way for you to actually see results and know if what you're eating is actually helping you is by actually looking at yourself in the mirror and tracking your results according to what you eat. And if every day you eat something different, you're not going to know what's causing what. So it's very important for you, if you want to progress, to eat pretty much every day the same things. I'm not saying you cannot cheat at the end of the weekend. I also want to go out and have a burger and have a cheat meal at the end of the weekend. However, throughout the week, I'm pretty much eating every day the same things. And when you're eating every day the same thing, you can basically track your progress by looking at yourself in the mirror at the exact same time every day or every week. And in this way, if you realize that you're gaining some fat and your intention is actually to lose fat, then you probably have to cut down on your calories. And on the other hand, if you're losing weight and you're planning to gain weight, you need to increase your calories a little bit. So it's really that simple. I don't use any calculators. I definitely don't weigh and measure my food. I know approximately how much my body needs, and I eat every day the same things. Now, before anybody asks, I'm gonna tell you exactly what I eat every day because it's pretty simple. So first of all, I wake up in the morning and that's the time when I work. So I can't really have rice and chicken in the morning or have something heavy. I wanna stay light when I work, when I shoot videos like this one. So what I eat in the morning is pretty much almond milk, around 200 ml of almond milk with 2 scoops of whey protein. That will give me over 50 grams of protein right in the morning after I have slept and my body is basically depleted, and I need some quick calories, something that will digest really easily and will not make me heavy. Before the workout, I would probably eat a slice of bread with some caviar on it or some minimal amounts of protein that is not heavy, that will give me some energy throughout the workout. After I finish the workout, I'll go back home and I'll eat 6 eggs, 3 of them with yellow and 3 of them just white, with some salad and some rice cakes. And in the evening, I would finish by eating 2 shawarma wraps, or I don't know, 2 chicken wraps you can call them, that will give me around 30 to 40 grams of protein as well. And to be honest, I haven't really calculated how much proteins, carbs, and fat is in all those foods together. But what I know is that I'm getting a little bit over 100 grams of protein, more like 120 grams of protein, some carb, and very minimal amount of fat. So let's say I'm eating this amount and I decide that I want to increase my mass. I want to gain some muscle. The way I do it is usually I'd keep the protein static. I wouldn't change the amount of protein that I'm taking. I wouldn't change the amount of fat that I'm taking. All I would change is I would increase the carbs a little bit. So the carbs is how I control my body mass. And you can increase it by adding maybe another 50 grams of carbs per day and seeing how that affects you. So it is really that simple. Just eat the same thing every day, see your progress, and if you feel like you're losing weight and you intend to gain weight, then you'll add something. If your intention is actually to lose weight, then you have to reduce something. Quick note, I usually stay away from sugar most of the time. I'm not saying I don't eat fruits. I do eat fruits sometimes, but generally I'm not eating sweets. Even if it fits my macros, eating sugar will make it much harder for you to burn the fat that you have already on your body. So I try to avoid it as much as I can. Yes, I'll probably have a cheat meal at the weekend. I'll have something sweet maybe, but that's about it. So key number one is you eat the same thing every day and you change it according to the results that you're getting from eating that thing. Number two is training. So I assume that you're already training. You cannot achieve this kind of physique if you're not training. So I'm assuming that you're training at least 3 times per week. Now, even if you do train 3 times per week and you've been training for like 10 years or 15 years like me, I would highly recommend you to get a personal trainer at least for a few weeks in order for him or for her to fix your form. Trust me, even after training for 15 years, I'm still making mistakes with my form. I'm still sometimes not training in the best possible form, which means I'm basically training muscles that I don't intend to train. And it's very helpful if there would be a trainer to check your form, to correct it, so that at least afterwards you can train with correct form. Now, for those of you guys that are planning to lose fat or that are struggling with losing fat, obviously key number one is nutrition, but key number two is cardio. Now, cardio can be at the gym. Now I'm adding another 3 workouts per week of cardio. So I'm basically running 3 times per week, 30 minutes every time. But if you don't like to run and if you don't like to do cardio at the gym, you can basically walk. So instead of using a car or an Uber, you can basically walk anywhere you need. So for me personally, I would aim to get at least 10,000 steps per day. If you're not getting 10,000 steps per day, it's going to be very difficult to eat enough calories for you to build muscle while basically losing fat and keeping low body fat. It's really amazing what you can achieve by simply walking. So what I do is, first of all, I would walk to the gym and I would walk back from the gym. On top of this, I would go take walks if the weather is nice. I would listen to some audiobook and walk around the city. It's really refreshing, it's really healthy, and it burns calories. And if you're listening to a book, you're also educating yourself. So it's hitting 2 birds with 1 stone. Now, there's another thing that I realized recently after training for 15 years. I realized that it's really increasing the amount of muscle that I was getting in the gym, and that is something that most people neglect. I'm gonna share it with you in this video. So you know when you're doing an exercise, let's say you're doing a bicep curl, right? So most people would do the bicep curl, would do up and down, right? So in every exercise, you have those 2 movements. You're basically pulling the weight and then letting go. Now, a lot of people, when they pull the weight, they will actually pull it in a normal speed. But when they let go, they actually let go way too fast. They just let go of the weight. So what I realized is if you want to really maximize the amount of muscles that you're gaining, you have to train slowly. So any exercise you're doing, try to do it as slow as humanly possible. So if we're talking about bicep curls, you got to go up really slow and then down really slow. And what you're going to realize is that you're not going to be able to lift heavy, you're not going to be able to do that many reps, and your muscle is simply going to burn the hell out of you. And the reason for that is because you're actually working your muscle much more than just pulling and letting go. So what you do with this letting go is you're basically relaxing your muscle. So you're basically working your muscle 60% instead of working it 100%. So from my personal experience, if you rep and if you do the reps slowly, you're going to realize how much more muscle you're going to be gaining and how sore you're going to be the next day. So that's kind of my first tip on exercising and improving the way you exercise. Tip number 2 is you really have to experiment with exercises. Even until this day, I'm realizing that some exercises are more effective for my body than others. So looking at somebody else and seeing how they train many times is not that helpful for you. Many times the best exercises for you are different from the best exercises for somebody else. So you really have to experiment with many different exercises and basically feel how your body feels the next day. The general rule of thumb is basically if you're waking the next day and you're super sore, that means that this exercise was very effective. If you're waking up the next day and you're not very sore, you probably wasted that workout. So meaning you could have trained much harder and you could have gained much more muscle in that workout. So for me personally, if I don't wake up sore the next day, I feel like I did something wrong and I should have trained much more intensely. And I truly believe that would apply to anybody else. So it's really not rocket science to reach to that physique, but one thing you have to keep in mind is that I'm training for over a decade, and most people, they want to get to my physique in few months, and some can. If you have great genetics and you're blessed with, top 1% genetics, you probably can achieve maybe better than my physique in few months. Or perhaps if you're juicing, maybe you can also get better physique than mine in few months. However, for most people, in order for you to get a really, really nice physique, you have to put in the work and you have to be patient and you have to just do whatever you have to do. You have to make it part of your lifestyle to train until you get to that physique. And there's no end goal. Like you're not just going to get to that physique and then stop and the muscle is going to stay. You have to integrate training and eating right throughout all your life. So you have to make it comfortable enough for you to do it every day, however, difficult enough for you to get results out of it and to push yourself out of the comfort zone in order for you to gain muscle. So the way I look at it, exercising for me now is really like brushing my teeth. I don't think about it, I just walk there and I start training and I finish my training and I go back home exactly in the same way you brush your teeth. Sometimes I'm tired, sometimes I don't feel like training. I do it anyway because that's the only way for you to achieve the dream physique that you want. To be honest, getting in shape is not really rocket science the way people make it to be, and channels online, they upload thousands of videos trying to tell you how to train every single muscle. Don't get me wrong, it's really good to educate yourself on the proper form and the nutrition. But when it comes down to what gets you the best results, it's just consistency, just putting in the work every day for years and years and years. I hope you guys like this video. If you'd like me to make more videos, fitness related or health related videos, please let me know in the comments, especially if you have a specific topic that you want me to speak about. I'd really love to hear from you in the comment section below. In any ways, if you like this video, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing to my channel, hitting the bell icon so you get notified every time I upload a new video. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram @basim.io. I'd really appreciate that follow. In any ways, I'm gonna see you in the next video. Bye-bye.